Hey friends, welcome back. Today we're going to be making a wind chime out of recycled materials. I'm so glad you're here and I can't wait to get started with you. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take these sticks and we're going to paint them completely white, and then we're going to paint our circles completely white. You do need to use acrylic paint for this to be outdoors. But you can use any kind of acrylic. You can use like the dollar kind that you get from AC Moore or Michaels or whatever, or you can use a fancy kind. It's up to you. This is a great project to do with a group, with your family. Everybody can make one and you can put it together. I'm painting the outside and the inside of my circle. So now we are going to start painting the sticks. And we're going to paint them just with stripes. So you can do a stripe and then skip a little white section so it'll keep the colors separate and nice. Or you can do it a different way, but that's just how I like to do it. So it's whatever you like, whatever feels good to you, whatever you think looks pretty or fancy. I should have waited for this white to dry completely, but I'm going to paint on top of it and you'll see the white coming through a little bit on some of my colors, but that's okay. You don't want that to happen. You should wait till it's completely dry. I did wait about 10 minutes for it to dry, and if it's hot outside, maybe even less time than that for you. Make sure you rinse out your brush so you don't make anybody in your family mad by mixing your colors up and turning them all brown. I'm going to skip to this pink color. So I have this little palette here. This actually used to have mochi in it, but you could also, if you don't have a palette, use an empty egg carton. And then what I did here was just use an empty plastic cap for my color that I didn't have room for. But you could use anything that would hold your paint, that you won't get in trouble if you mess it up. Now we're just adding some little details on top of that. I just did some dots and some stripes. Got some zigzags going on. My water is getting a little bit dirty, but I'm going to just keep going. This is what my dots look like. I'm just turning it as I go. Just do it till you think it looks good. Can't do it wrong. Can't mess it up. Okay, so now comes the really fun part where we get to paint our circles. I want to show you some finished ones. So this one is pinks and oranges. I did some with acrylic and then some with a Posca paint pen. If you have paint pens at your house, you could do them that way. I'm assuming you don't have paint pens at your house, so we're going to do ours a different way, just with the paints, whatever colors you like, however you want it to look. And working with your family is a great way to do it. Everybody does theirs a little bit differently, and everybody can look at it when it's jingling in the wind and say, I did that, I helped with that. You can hear one of my other wind chimes in the background singing a little song when the wind goes by. I might actually mix a color, some white and my blue, and I'm doing that on my protective paper, not on my grandmother's ancient antique table. going around and around till you think it looks good. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut a piece of ribbon about double the length of our stick, and we're going to tie it to the stick to be the support structure. I choose this ribbon because I have a lot of it. You could choose anything you want. I pulled all this stuff on my sewing box. You could just use regular string if you want to. You could use wire if you want to. You are the boss. Whatever you have in your house is the very best thing. And I'm just tying a regular knot. You can make it longer if you want to. It's kind of a guesstimate. Okay, so it would look like that when you're ready to do your next step. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to tie strings to all of them, and you want them to be similar enough in length that they can bang on each other when the wind blows, and different enough in length that they will look like they're hanging at staggered levels. So I'm just turning this around my loop and just doing a regular knot. And I'm going to do that to all of my loops, and then I'm going to tie them to my stick. I might finish the knot off with some glue once it's all put together so it won't come apart after that. So it looks like this on the loop, and then I'm going to hang this from my stick. Okay, so the important thing is that you have the longest one in the middle so that when the wind blows through, it's going to knock into them. That makes a nice little knocking sound, and then you are ready to hang them up in your garden. Your beautiful family wind chimes.